Hello everybody, today I'm going to use the Cursor AI to create a React app. So this simple web app is to try to generate some menu or ingredients for each of my brunch and dinner. So I would like to use AI to create it with the help of the Cursor AI. So let's get started. Okay, so let's create a new folder called web. I will just call it web menu. I create this new folder and hit open. Here, you can use this 3 button to control the UI layout, to fold it or unfold it. And we can get our first chat over this block using AI. So as you can see, you can ask anything and you can select different AI models. You can just use this @ symbol for the AI to referencing different documents, websites, etc., which is very helpful. And here you can also drop some image. I'll show that later, but for now, to get started, I will just ask the AI that I want to start a new React project. How to start it with, I know that it's using NPM. What are the steps? So I need some guidance on how to initiate this project. So I just hit enter and the AI will give me some advice. I think we already have the new project directory. Here I'm using this. I think I should use this command, npx. So you can just hit the run button. It will just run it directly instead of you copy paste it into this terminal. But anyways, let's hit the run button. So it copied it to here. And now it's building this template. Let's wait for a few seconds. Okay, it seems like we successfully initiated this project. So to show you that, let me just run start to show the React empty template. Let me wait for a second. Okay, so the server is running. We can stop it hitting Ctrl+C, and that's a good sign we initiate this project. What should we do next? Let's see the structure. If you know some React, I just know a little bit of React, but we have a style for the app here, the CSS file, the JavaScript file. This is like the entries you saw on the right. This is just rendered using this part of React component. It looks just like HTML. And here, I don't know, it's just some other code you don't need to care so much about. It's just the framework. And now I'm going to build some new folder. I'm going to create a new folder called components. To store my React component, I'm going to create a new file. Let's say, I don't know what to call that. Let's just call that table view.js. So now here, we can close it anytime and we can just hit the Command L. So if you hit Command L, you see that our cursor was pointing at this table view.js file. So it knows the context. So the context, you are going to ask about some question about this JavaScript file. So here the context is this, and you can add your other files or code for reference. On the website, I didn't find any useful material or for me to recreate, but here is just like a scaffold I created using IntelliDraw. So here I'll just take a screenshot. I will drop it over here as a new file. I will just rename it as our design. Let's create a new folder called smoke, and I will drag in, ask some questions. So based on this, I designed IntelliDraw. I want to create a website page using React components to generate different meal plans as shown in the image. Could you help me writing the components? And after I finish asking, I'll just hit the enter. Let me try it. I never tried that before. So it generates the suggested React components. We have 5 components. So say here is started with the table view.js. Okay, so it creates me a large file, and you can just copy paste or you can just hit the apply button. So here you can choose to accept it or not, this button. Yeah, it looks like you got some interesting stuff, many functions, and I think this is funny. It created all the little components in one document. That's good. For example, let's search food item is in meal row is in the table. That's good. I don't know what it would look like, but for now, let's remove this default template over there. I'll just delete it, and let's just load this component. Remember to import it over there. Make sure the relatively path is correct. So seems like we can just try to build it again and to compile, to bundle those documents. And after that, we can just run start to run the server. And okay, it looks like it identified that was interesting. It identified the emojis correctly. It's like really correctly. That's the power of the cloud AI. So yeah. That looks interesting. We don't have anything for reference. I just steal another screenshot from another video. Here's a screenshot I copied from the internet. I want to steal this like this. So I will just continue this dialogue, and based on this new image, and I will ask it, could you create some CSS styles similar to this screenshot of the web page? Okay, so this is for the CSS style is for the components. So let's try to see what will happen. Create a CSS file. Looks interesting. Let me try to apply this to add this new CSS file. So, and we accept it. So it has some different classes of like a mail plan, table header, table mail row, which is interesting. And it also lets me to import the style here. So let me see here. I will just apply it, and it will just edit it here, and I can accept it. Let me delete this comment. There are some warnings, so we will check that later. For now, you see, it's like all of a sudden it becomes pretty. I think this is pretty. Let me show you some other features using the Cursor AI. One thing is like we can start a new chat hitting this button, and if you want to find some historical version, you can just hit this clock and you see that all the versions are listed over there. And so one thing I'm interested in is like I want to find the data, for example, fish and emojis held it. Is that correct English? You can, so very interesting feature. You can, instead of hit enter, you can hit the command enter in Mac to show the code base, searching the code base. It generates some guide. It generates that part of the code so we can actually click on this blue links. So for example, meal plan table, we click on it, leads me to here. Yeah, we can see that this is static data. Like, let me do some magic here. Just trying to do some magic. Let me write some commands. Say I want to create a list of proteins. Okay, it brings me a giant list of proteins. I love it. And that's the magic. Like the AI will just try to expand your code base. Just give me, all of a sudden it lists it for you, and all you do is to hit tab. If you hit tab, accept the grayed out code like that. So here I can just use the commands. Like I don't know if I go to use the tuple of meal plan. Okay, yeah, and we also want to create a list of meal times. Sorry, I shouldn't just hit tab. So let's add it to brunch to make it simpler. I don't want dinner and snack for now. Meal times. This should be meal dates. So here, after I change this word from time to date, it gives me some updated, like a suggested code. And if I accept it or hit the tab, I will just accept this code. So it would just, all of a sudden, it changes. It did all the changes for me. And so let me make it like this. Here are new comments, new suggestions. So here are some new suggestions. I just hit tab. Great, it just generated what I want. Let me just make it 4 days for now. And here, create a list of meal plan, just like this. Say randomly. Yeah, that's what I want. And let's be patient. Push the items. Is that correct? Let me change this to let init meal plan. Let me try to push and just use this variable to feed it as initial value for React. So here, let me generate a random number. Okay, I will hit tab to accept it. And this is interesting, and here it just automatically suggests you this edit. I think I should hit tab. It will just optimize this. Same for here. And the point is it just predicts your next cursor location, which can save you a little bit of time. So yeah, I think we're almost done. So I would like to change that to a function. How to do meals function like that. So I think we can use const here and return it. So here we change it to running this. Okay, so I will just regenerate again. That's brilliant. So it hints me to delete this log, but I don't want to do that. Let's save the file and to try to refresh here. At least it generates the rows. There must be something wrong. Let's console log it. So let's inspect this website. Go to here is console. Yeah, looks like here inspector says it's good, but I didn't find it. Looks like it's right, but it's not rendered here. So let's feed that arrow. Let's feed that one in the first place. what do you mean by saying logo? So never use. Let's just delete it. So let's deep refresh it again. Okay, let's try to inspect it. I think it should be here. Food name. Let's check food item icon. Oh, we don't have the name. So for each food item we have an icon and a name, but here we only have the emoji, which means we need to change that. Let's try to use the AI to start a new chat. So based on the food item to like I don't know the word, dig with what is that? 2 keys and name. Yeah. So this is also very mechanical work. I'll just let the AI to help me. Same here. I'll just hit tab to accept it. That's not vegetables. Anyway, okay, alright, we try to add some new items, so let's try to refresh it. Now you get it. So the lessons learned is that AI is just not, so we just don't know like everything about AI. You still need to read into the code, but here you can use AI to very effectively generate a website. So for example, I can refresh it. So the last thing we need to do is to fit this layout. It should be the table header issue. Let's just add another empty one. I think we are done. We need to change that to time. Okay, and yeah, now it's aligned. Cucumber, we don't have cucumber. Let's fix it. Let's refresh. I think it's brilliant. It's really brilliant. So we finish our food menu. And finally, like the lessons learned is that we still need to look into the code to figure out the bugs. It still like kind of depends on the experience of the programmers. So that means not everything can be substituted by AI. AI just save your time typing your code. So another lessons learned is why I started this little project. Because as I'm getting old, I'm trying to figure out some healthy lifestyle, healthy food. But those are all too complicated for me. And then I learned some basic concepts like, the food groups, like their grains, fruits, vegetable proteins. So if you got a good combination, for every meal, if you get some vegetables and proteins and grains, so you will be fine. So in that way, you will have a very healthy diet. So another concept is the food pyramid. And I also found some interesting things like you can just search on the Notion. There are some templates made by different people. Many of them are free. So basically it contains the recipes of different meals like this one. And so within just 40 minutes, I changed from the drawings to this full-fledged simple website, which is just very impressive using the power of AI. So that's all for today's video. I hope you can enjoy like coding with AI and you can do something good for humankind. I will see you in the next episode.